Okay, let's talk about that guy. It's not that great. um, what when I was looking at this, like at this theory, like I don't know, something just came up. Like, how does this guy go from one place to the other place, like being Mr. Watson, and then like going where in order to spy on his victims, and you know, just him actually starting to use like projection powers, actually appearing as illusions in people's minds, and just how he goes from one place to another. And then I started to think about all the layers that Dimension X actually has now. So one thing's for sure is that Vecna is not a single physical entity, you know, moving through space. Doesn't rule from a throne. He's embedded in the system. I realized, okay, Vecna operates in 3 forms. Number 1, physical body. That's anchored, that's fixed, that's hidden in the Upside Down. We kind of understood that in season 4. You know, Dustin explained how he was in a trance-like state, like 11, whenever he uses his powers, and that's how he found out about the Kree house. But now he learned, and we haven't seen his body like we haven't seen his body like in the trance anymore, like how we seen in season 4. You know, so let's put this physical, and that's the anchor. Oh my god, this is like the worst stand I've ever bought in my entire life. Like this. But it's not really for blackboards, I don't think it is. It's just one of the cheapest. This is the anchor, okay? Okay. Yeah, that's fixed, hidden, unlocatable, vulnerable. And we also got the psychic projection. So I'm just gonna need that interface. Environment. Oh my god, bro. This. I'll explain each of them. But first, just to reiterate, he's not like a physical single entity walking through space. He's not, you know, walking around Hawkins with the Upside Down. He doesn't need to be present to act, as we know. And what I get is that his powers, it comes from distribution and not necessarily mobility. He doesn't have to move. Physical. We've seen that in season 4. It is hidden, located deep in the Upside Down. He learned not to keep his body in a well-known place. If he's located deep in the Upside Down, that means the body is fortified. It is rooted and it's largely immobile. Completely immobile, especially when he's targeting kids. It's going to be left in a vulnerable state. And again, similar to 11's body in trance. So his body doesn't travel, it actually anchors the system. Psychic interface, psychic projection. He uses projection, has projection powers. That's kind of cool. So this is how he interacts with people through the projective mind forms. So he's able to appear as whoever in people's minds. Well, this includes Friendly Henry, Mr. Watson, memory-based Vecna, shapeshifts and appearances. The thing is, these can't really be killed. You can do damage to him in this form, but because his existence isn't rooted in it, you know. I mean, fighting him there is necessary, but it's not sufficient to actually destroy him, because this is part of a bigger infrastructure, which I'm going to get into in a moment. It's a part of a bigger system. So when you see Elle trying to fight him in the mind layer and in Dimension X, it's like, it's not easy, because you got Vines automatically defending itself. You got the system defending itself, and attacking Vecna psychically triggers that full immune response, you know, because this is the space where, you know, his control logic lives, his access to minds is mediated, his ideology is like enforced there. Destroying him there would sever the projections, you know, collapse the victim mind spaces and disrupt the network. But you also have to destroy the environment, you know, and destroy the physical anchor. You just have to get all of them, pretty much. If not, then the system will just regenerate, just like how he did in between season 4 and season 5, or during that year where he was nowhere to be found. He was recovering, and he went to a more fortified area. So if we go to the environment, the system itself, that's his nervous system. That's his true power. That's where the infrastructure lives. That's something that you need to like collapse. Because the upside down is the infrastructure. This is, again, the nervous system, the heart. The vines are neural wiring. The spores are signal carriers. The walls are like containment, like routing. Does that make any sense? Like, it contains it. The spires, which we will go on to that, it's stabilizing everything, and basically where everything is processed. It's pretty much where the control center is, which I'll get into that too. Again, the environment, it doesn't respond to Vecna. It is just Vecna's extension. The career house was used for him to spy on people because it was just easiest, because he has the strongest memories there in the career house, especially in the attic. As also when he was always like remote viewed, even when he was as Henry. It's just familiar, and yeah, it's familiar mental structure that can be used as visions, as mind spaces, as parts of the upside down, but it's just not where he lives. It's just how he speaks. So yeah, hopefully that did not confuse you guys. Hopefully that makes a lot more sense. I mean, all of this is just like, it helps him attack multiple victims at once, you know. So he took Holly, but then he was able to take like 3 more afterwards. And this system, it allows, you know, psychic reach at like a long distance. It's just all connected, which is why he feels some of the damage ripple back. That's the consequences of having that. But he's not everywhere. He's just networked. So that will also mean that Vecna and the infrastructure, they're codependent, which is why you see hurt in his body this destabilizing projections, how emotional resistance can cause system feedback, that damage rippling back to him, that kind of weakens him. That resistance, when minds break free, that's when the network weakens. So we look back at everything. If Vecna's power comes from a network, then the only way to stop him is to understand how that network connects to human minds. Which is where we're going to. Could I do it? Wait, this position. We're going to